Hey everyone. Thank you so much for the support. We really, really love the engagement, love the likes. Please keep on doing that. Hey, sometimes niba spicy, but we do enjoy it. Can you please just do us one favor? If you are enjoying everything that we've been posting, can you please like and subscribe on our page? Please, please, please. I know it may be annoying to see this intro, but subscribe so that you see it less and less. From
Grey matters with the Jacks.
one can say, I'm not responsible for the decisions that people make in their house and whatever. But I think if you are doing something like this, there is a sense of responsibility that you need to take insofar as the information that you're sharing. So where we've sort of differentiated ourselves is by trying to always be authentic.
I know. So, my life was about, bro, I have debt and I don't plan to have this debt in 5 years to come. You are like, how can you live without debt, And you're like, say, for instance, you want to start a business. What are you going to do? Are you telling me you won't start a business because you've got debt?
And sometimes it's like you hear these gents saying the same thing over and over about how a man must be. And then you do that in your relationship, but it's not giving you same reward or results that you thought you'd get. Stand. All right.
Yeah. I'm just tired.
You
do
tired
we
from
have
what?
to we've been busy every weekend.
Yeah.
This entire year.
That's what happens, eh?
I just want to sleep now. And can we go back to me sleeping?
Yeah, but remember that was when we were not so sober individuals.
Yes,
groove
man.
and partying,
that is
and
the problem.
now we've just got a whole bunch of time on our hands where we're even recording podcasts. So you tired from what specifically this year? This week.
Work. Yeah. Strategies, trying to make things work, and at work. Yeah, it's just my mind is racing because I'm always thinking, okay, this is what I still need to do. I just don't finish my to-do list.
I've heard that those things are bad, eh? That
what to-do list?
Yeah, that's the actual curse of the list, is that it never actually ends.
Okay.
Because now you're always looking for something to do, and you never have downtime. Actually, I don't know how true that is because I have to-do lists and
they've always
I like
worked
structure.
For you.
Yeah.
I just need to find a to-do list that works for me because I'd be busy with one thing, but it doesn't stop, man. People still call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It is.
But we've spoken about this. I was like, if you can channel your energy on finishing one task at a time, then they don't feel like
there's
so
50
many
tasks at a time.
I know.
And they all need finishing, and by me at the same time.
So then...
Actually, sorry, that's not the problem. It's not the tasks, right? It's the managing of stuff in between the tasks that I need to do. You understand? So that is something that I still need to master. Teaching people and having them be confident enough to do stuff without having to come to me to solve the problems. I've made a lot of people get used to coming to me because they know Kanya is going to solve the problem. Like yesterday, for instance, I'm like, why is this person calling me at 8 p.m. about this? Why are we still having this situation? But she did what she did because she knows the last minute Kanya is going to sort it out. So now it was a situation like, okay, so what are we going to do? So I'm like, I don't know. What are we going to do?
Oh, so you put it on her,
yes,
so that she can actually unlock that side of her potential or talent.
Which I ended up fixing because I was like, poor girl. Poor sissy, actually. Because she's not even a girl.
Because I was thinking, Uguti, it's the tasks themselves. And that's why I was like, you remember we spoke about those quadrants where I'm like, okay, ask yourself what's urgent and important. And then you start with that. Then ask yourself what's important but not urgent. Then you do that. and then what is not urgent and not important. That sort of falls into one bucket at the end.
Yeah.
And only you obviously know where those priorities sit, but you know which one is urgent and important. Definitely. You definitely know what's important. Maybe you may not know the last bucket, but after you've done the first two, you start to see which ones fall into the third bucket.
I mean, my actual tasks that I need to do, I have no issue managing.
Okay.
It's always the distractions that come in between what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So now my mind will be focused, okay, Kanye, this is what we're doing. I am using your quadrants and stuff.
Yeah.
But in between that, there'll be this person calling about this. All the departments report to me, almost all the departments, even the ones that don't, because the other departments report to me and they deal with those departments, they come to me. You see? So like it's a situation where my mind is fixated that, okay, I'm sorting this out. And the projects that I have now need me to actually focus on what I'm doing and actually think it through with how this is going to work. It's very strategic. So it gets to a point where now I'm thinking, there's this person who has this problem. Oh, yes, this one, I promised this. Oh, there's a client here who needs this.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer focusing on what I need to do, you know? So that is what I need to.
And it does,
But yeah.
you know, when I think about what you're talking about now, it just makes me think of in the initial stages of our relationship, where essentially you had more time, right? I wouldn't say a lot of time, but you had more time to do things, and you were more visible in certain things, etc. And how, you know, through growth, that has changed, you know? And as part of, you know, our discussion, maybe just to extend on that as well, we were talking about finances, right, in our last episode, right? Please go and check that out. I think it's extremely helpful also to set a base for today's discussion. When we were talking about finances at the time, even though you had more time, you were earning, you know, quite, I would say, you know, a decent amount of money, etc. And I also had more time, but I wasn't earning as much, right? So when our lives changed and, you know, whatever we progressed and whatever the case may be, this time thing became very tricky. And, you know, just thinking about what you're saying about the things that you have to do, you know, somebody may be thinking, if this woman is so busy, how does she manage marriage? How does she manage being a parent in the midst of, you know, babysitting staff members and working on a Saturday? Because we are recording, this is a Sunday afternoon. So this was like Saturday night where you're getting this type of call. So like, how are you dealing with those types of things? Because time is a very important aspect of a relationship, right? And you cultivate your connections through spending more time together. Which, yeah, I'll talk about how I perceived it in the beginning. But yeah, maybe just to kick off our discussion for today.
So yesterday you went to the daddy-daughter thing.
Yeah.
And I went to church, and it was for women with children and family and stuff. And one of the questions was, how do you find balance? And the answer, which was unanimous, was there is no balance, you know? But you just need to be intentional into what you are doing each and every time and what you decide to do. I think what has helped us, listen, this is still a hard one, ne?
It is.
It still is, because we still have this problem and we still fight about it. So
I'm glad you're honest.
I'm not gonna.
She's honest about it.
I'm always honest.
Yes.
I'm always honest.
Okay.
But like, I'm not gonna act like we found a solution, because we haven't.
We haven't. Yeah. We found a workable solution.
Yes. Yes. We're much better than what we were.
Yeah.
Reason being, actually, are we better? I think we are. Because my biggest problem that you hated is my phone. How do you feel now about it?
I still hate it.
But like, do I still do it as often? Tell the truth.
It depends, Tandwa, like what the metric is. Are you saying you're good?
I watch your animes now, bro.
That's like 30 minutes of your 15-hour
No,
day.
but like, okay, we get home late, right? And then we'll unwind. At least
Yeah.
I do that much.
Yes.
If you have work to do, that's when I'll probably have work or maybe start cooking, whatever. Or if I've got work to do, then you'll start cooking, right? And then when we eat, we at least sit down and eat. And if we're watching whatever, we watch it together. I'm not watching my own thing and you watching your own thing. At least we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we don't. Okay.
Please,
Okay.
okay, do we do it?
I concede.
All right.
You definitely have put in tools to change that particular thing. So just for context, right? My wife is in the space of like beauty and can I also say social media, if that's the thing, or like media? Because you do it like
Marketing.
intersects, right? Quite a lot. So
Marketing.
you have to be on your phone like quite a lot. Like that's basically what I'm trying to say. And I do a different type of work, right? Where I'm busy, but for the most part, it's because I'm doing deliverables for things that have been agreed, maybe in meetings in the morning or whatever the case may be. And it's not necessarily I have to respond to people's WhatsApps like on the go, right? So I'm not as active on my phone as maybe you are.
You don't activate on your phone at all.
I don't like my phone.
At all.
Okay, if I'm being honest, I don't like my phone.
I take your phone and I'm like, why does this guy still have WhatsApp not open from last week?
Yeah. Mainly because, like I'm saying, I like to lock in, do my tasks, finish all my tasks, and then deal with people. Because I've always had this thing of like, sonke sibhizi, yabo, and I don't think it's rude of me to have those particular boundaries in place, especially during the week with my friends or whoever the case may be, because they're doing their own thing, I'm doing my own thing. Unless if it's an emergency, and if it is an emergency, tell on phone, you know, the phone, why emergency? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not telling the
Okay.
truth.
You are.
But
like you're the same person who gets pissed when people don't answer.
when you don't answer, I don't have that anyone else. That's why I get annoyed with you being on the phone because I'm like, but Kanya, how many times do I bother you a day? That's the first thing I ask myself. I'm like, I maybe phone you 2 or 3 times a day. First, to just check how you're doing. Secondly, just to check, okay, what time are we finishing work? And then third, okay, I'm on my way, type of thing. I'm literally calling you 3 times a day, right?
And I'm busy.
Out of all these 3 times, why always reject them now? You know? So I'm just like,
I'm like, why don't you just take? You know, my phone rings. You know how my phone rings from the time before we even wake up,
yeah.
and it's like call after call. Actually, I'm a call center, bruh. At this point, like, actually,
Actually, as Avila says, actually.
I don't get it. My phone always rings.
It makes sense.
Even my
though.
boss was just like, bro, like, I reject my boss's calls now. And I'm like, text me because there's no time. Because even the people that are calling me, things that I need to get done. And I know when she calls, it's like, okay, I need update on this, what's happening this. This is an idea I have. Make it happen, you know? And I'm just like, I know if I answer this woman's call now and I'm on a call with someone else, I'll forget to call that someone else. And you know my phone rings back to back. If my phone is not ringing, someone is in my office.
You know, other people would say what you do is a red flag for compatibility purposes.
Yes, I know.
Because, like, as an example, in other phases of my life, I was the opposite of how I am. So I wouldn't even call you that day. I wouldn't even say anything. And then it's like, but do you not care about how I'm doing? So now I'm in a phase where I'm like, okay, I've learned that lesson and I do understand the importance of communicating, even if I'm just asking how your day is. But now that I'm doing it and on pendulum phone, I'm like,
I'm sorry, baby.
I'm not doing this thing because I'm trying to do something that I know is important, because if I don't do it, then I know that it'll be a problem as well. So it's one of those situations where I'm like, kodwa umfazi wami, guys, like 3 calls a day.
I'm sorry.
If I was that guy, but every hour, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, I would understand. But honestly, I will be sitting with you in a weekend and I'm talking to you, and like one of your staff members is calling you and you're like, I have to take this. I'm like, why can't you just tell them that when I'm calling?
I'm sorry. I'll do that.
It's on
But
camera. It's on camera.
No,
She's
baby,
apologizing.
but you haven't noticed? Ever noticed?
I have, baby.
Oh my God, I did apologize. Oh my God. Ah.
Finally. Thank you, guys. This is all because of you.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but really, it's not to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I completely understand. Like,
Yeah.
you in a role that's very demanding. There's a lot of people that look to you for leadership and guidance. And you are essentially like a key cog, like in this machinery of the business. So I know, like, your boss would probably grow gray hairs over 24 hours if you had to tell her you're leaving, because Anati, guys, what am I gonna do? And I know the importance of the role that you play, and just generally for the staff members from a point of morale, etc. So it's nice, it's good. I'm appreciative that you have added so much value in that organization, and people see you in such, or hold you in such high regard. But guys, I think it's also like a boundary thing.
Yeah,
to an
I
extent.
struggle with that a bit.
Yeah,
I'll do better.
yeah.
I'll try and do better.
No, you are, Thanos. Let me not be hard on
Okay.
you. You are. Yeah.
Thank you.
But as I was saying, this thing can be perceived as a red flag, right? Insofar as compatibility is concerned. And as people have picked up, as we're discussing this particular topic, it talks about time, etc. That's just one factor of being compatible in a relationship. But we're talking about compatibility, as it were, broadly, right? Abantu bayathandana, but they don't ask themselves if they are compatible, right? And I think that's one thing we did quite early in our engagement. Why? Take our discussion from last week as an example. We spoke about our finances within 2 or 3 months of dating, which for most people is like whoa, and we went deep into finances. It wasn't just how much do you earn, how much da. It was like, yo, these are my debts.
This is my budget.
This is my budget.
This is how much I earn.
Like, realistically, I don't have savings. I don't have this. I don't have, like, if you coming into this relationship, just understand that, like, these are my issues. And I think we're also fortunate that we were not really in this current era of, like, podcast noise and, like, social media.
There is podcast noise, hey?
At that time.
No, I'm saying now.
There's a lot of noise because, and it's like ironic because we're doing a podcast about it, but people, I think, say things for the sake of saying things a lot of the time. And they don't understand that with the platforms that they have, they're actually influencing an array of people with the decisions that they make in their homes. And granted, one can say, I'm not responsible for the decisions that people make in their house and whatever. But I think if you are doing something like this, there is a sense of responsibility that you need to take insofar as the information that you're sharing. So where we've sort of differentiated ourselves is by trying to always be authentic and just talking about our experiences and not trying to advise people like do this or do that, because we're not better than abanye abantu, but we have done things differently and we are sharing those experiences because maybe somewhere, somehow, somebody out there is listening and they're like, maybe, and that's why I'm like, you just have to be a bit responsible with the things that you say. So coming back to the point of just saying that it's social media noise is because I want to push narratives, man, about what a man is supposed to do in a relationship. You're supposed to earn money. You're supposed to be the one that provides. You as the woman, you're supposed to do this. You're supposed
to be in the kitchen.
All of that,
you should
right?
be cooking.
Not even that type of old school. But remember, Amachitango will be like, Amacheri like the gold diggers, you know? As though wanting a stable partner is a bad thing. But then I think where it becomes extreme is when females are like, I expect a man to have this in place. And then again, correctly so, men are asking, but do you have
those things?
You know, you're asking for things that
I need
you
a
don't
man
have.
with a car, and I don't even know how to drive.
You get my vibe.
Know? I don't even have a license.
So it's a lot of noise for me in that sense. And it's the younger kids in particular. I think there's a bit of naivety that's going on and they'll learn. But also older generations, I think, are the ones that are like filtering that information to them, you know, in the spaces that have these conversations, but not on camera. So in all of this, what I'm trying to say is compatibility is a question of reality and a question of authenticity. Like me and you spoke of last episode, I was in significant debt, right? And I was like to you, dude, kule mali endiyirholayo still ndisashota. So don't even expect into outrageous.
What did we do for fun then? Because we made it work.
We would go to movies every now and then.
We went to a lot of movies, actually, on Tuesdays.
Yes, specials.
Yes.
Discounts and stuff like that. And we'd make a whole thing of it, which was nice, right? But that's the thing. That's the importance about compatibility. Because if you were somebody that's more focused on like aesthetic things that were more material in a sense, as opposed to spending time with me, then it could have been different. You could have maybe not appreciated those type of things. But before I hand it over to you, incompatibility also has a limitations, Isaiah, right? Because the compatibility speaks to how we fit now. Now.
And people change.
Right? So I want us to then touch on or just expand a bit on suitability as well, because that then speaks to the idea of a long-term relationship. And I can see that he's in debt now, but the way he does blah, blah.
His intentions to change.
I can see that, you know, through his actions, he's going to be wherever, you know, in a particular period of time. And what happens when he doesn't reach that goal? Do we still stay together?
Are we still compatible?
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me just hand it over to you. Okay. I don't have a question. What are your comments just on that?
Okay. Based on us, okay, the first thing for me that used to scare me, right? We've always been compatible. I think we still are. Despite the change. I know we still are. Despite, you know.
Yeah.
You know, these tiny things that keep happening.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we'll always fight.
Yeah.
But now we know how to fight.
Yeah. Is it really fighting? I don't even think it's fighting.
I mean, what's the term? We'll always have misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Disagreements, yes. Hey, you lawyer? You? Sir? Sir?
Bleep. No one knows what I do. Yeah. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. So, see, now I lost my train of thought.
You said we would have these disagreements earlier in our relationship.
I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
I honestly did.
Okay. No, it's fine. I'll pick up on that. So what I found in our earlier relationship, right, was we couldn't actually have I want to say a consensus on points. So we had a lot of, this is how I feel, this is how I feel. And it's like, okay,
But what do we do now?
But what do we do?
Yeah, for instance, this is where I was going.
Cool.
For instance, the money thing.
Yes.
I was very like pro Dave Ramsey. I know. So like my life was about, bro, I have debt and I don't plan to have this debt in 5 years to come. You are like, yeah, I mean, how can you live without debt, you know? And you're like, say, for instance, you want to start a business. What are you going to do? Are you telling me you won't start a business because you've got debt? That was your train of thought. So those two things, I used to get frustrated. I'm like, why does this guy not understand that? Why are you out here making more debt when you can't even handle what you have, you know? But we got to a point where now we came with our own rule. And I think also you got to see that actually to not have more stress, let's squash the debt that we have now. That way we have more options in the future. So that really, we got to a middle ground. So that is what has helped us, because as much as you have a different idea and I do, we get to a point where we're like, okay, so what are we going to do as a unit? Yeah.
Okay.
And that is what makes us suitable, right? No?
I think, look, how we see finances is more or less the same, right? More or less the same.
Now.
Yes, because the ultimate goals are still the same, right? Me and you, luckily, we're not
extravagant,
quote unquote, yes, extravagant or material, as it were, you know, but we do enjoy traveling and things like that. So because we have similar goals in that respect, it's easier to have those conversations to say, okay, but we haven't gone on a vacation this year. Where can we go? Where it becomes tricky is where can we go? Because then I like nice things when it comes to that, right? And then you're like, yeah, but we don't have the money for that. And then I'm like, yeah, but we've been working so hard and we kind of do. And then you're like, yeah, but if we do that, then we must think that we're not going to have money for that. You know,
we won't be able to pay off this. It's always paying off something.
And I suppose that's where I appreciate your financial savvy, because then you are more conservative.
Realistic.
What?
I am.
Okay, you're more realistic than me.
Bro.
Wow. Okay.
Bro.
I concede again.
I mean, I could bring out...
What? Go for it.
December.
What about December?
As much as we could afford our holiday. Okay, we won because we had fun. But okay, indeed, we did end up paying our debt off early as planned. Whatever.
Look at you just flexing there.
Whatever.
That's not Mali, guys. She's flexing and
whatever.
Another thing is, right, I don't like to rob myself of what I deem as a reward, right? And the only difference is that I don't reward myself every single time things go good. That's where I think maybe you appreciate me. Because if I was like that, we would be blowing money every other day, right? I have this thing of like, I can wait to enjoy something much later. But when I enjoy it, I must enjoy it.
You must enjoy it.
I must really enjoy it.
You must do it right.
I must really do it right. So it took me some time to get that message across to you, because I think you were thinking I'm trying to be extravagant.
Yeah, becomes...
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily my goal. But what I was trying to show you was that in all this debt repayments and in all of these savings accounts and all of these emergency funds that we have and in all of this stuff, anything can happen to you, right? And uzawusola unga spendanga the good years of your life enjoying your life, you know? And that's what I was just trying to say, even in last week's episode, because I don't want people to misinterpret my message to be like, don't pay off your debts. Guys, go and pay off your debts. Do not make debt that you cannot repay or pay off, right? And if you do make debt that you cannot repay or pay off, you need to reframe your thinking around money, because I was sokolesa for a very long time. My idea, though, was if my debt is 10 Rand and I get paid 8 Rand, I am not going to use my 8 Rand
to pay off
that debt. I'm never going to do that. Because then where do I find my sense of fulfillment? I've worked for that 8 Rand myself. yes, I've made a mistake by making debt that I cannot pay off. Like I'm saying, don't do that. But if you do, then you need to reframe your thinking. But in that regard, my thinking is like, kule 8 rand, I can maybe use 4 or 5 rand to pay off this debt. But le 3 rand, for sure, 1 rand must go towards my needs, like actual things that I need, and then, or 2 rand, and then low 1 rand, get a shekleyo, na enjoyment. Yeah, well, na enjoyment. So, yeah, that was like one of the things, right? But
and that's one thing I've had to learn, which I'm still learning, because I get very tunnel visioned when it comes to that.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, ain't no time to have fun, brother. Just pay off your debt. You know, just do it. Die once, and later you'll enjoy all this money because it'll all be coming to you. But now, you know what I've realized? This is an actual trauma response.
Yeah.
Because I'm already thinking about 2028 and the things that we need to do then with the money that I've been working so hard.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing,
not
but
bad,
like
yeah.
at no given point in time do I say, okay, let's have fun. Any amount that I get for me is for a bigger goal. It's never like, okay, Kanya, take 5K or even 2K and buy yourself clothes. You know? For me, it's just like, okay, let's take all this money. Now let's save for high school. Let's take all this money. Now let's save for a house, another house. You know? For me, it's just like, and it's just like, okay, now I'm realizing that get to a point where you need to actually have fun and need to put fun in your, because, okay, this, for instance, we have the same amount for allowance, right? But trust me, I always say every month with my allowance, I want to buy myself something nice. I never buy myself something nice.
Same here.
We should stop that.
Yeah, but it's again, it's circumstantial. You know, things happen. And
That's the problem.
that's why I'm like, where we compatible is that we understand the bigger goals. Because saving for a house, saving for high school, those are my goals too.
Of course.
It's not like I'm like, yo, no, let's blow that money. But I am more on the, okay, but in all of this saving, baby, we must have a budget for a vacation. In all of this. Like, I don't know how we're going to do it.
But it
somewhere,
must.
somehow, there must be money for a budget, right? You are also like, hey, somehow there must be money for renovating the house, buying these, nice, because you like these things, endlini, that you like buying that I don't really care about, but you like, but they're nice. They're nice for the house. So I think maybe that's your way, your goes mandis.
Yes.
Yeah, in a way.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, man. Look, we're going quite deep into the financial aspects of compatibility, but that's just like one thing. Other aspects of it were physical. You remember what you said to me? Is that all?
About the weight.
Yeah. What did you say? Be honest. Be honest. You're on camera.
I said you'd be a turn off if you were to gain weight.
You see,
like, not like just gain weight, but like be big.
Yeah, like excessively.
Like a big, where you can't breathe when you walk.
Which is good, by the way.
Where you have like mkabo webia, look pregnant. I don't find that attractive.
Yeah.
And people, okay, I know, all right. People will say, well, okay, but when you're 90 or whatever, those things are inevitable. You will grow and be bigger and stuff like that. But I'm just like, no, please don't do that to me. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to look after kids. I have an idea because of my mom, but at the same time, my mom and my aunts had kids young. And my mom did gain weight, by the way. But she showed me that she could lose the weight. So there's no excuse for me to say, no, but I'm tired. No, what? And I always have those excuses because I have the privilege of not gaining weight easily.
Yamva.
I'm not gaining the weight easily because of my genes.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. But I want us to be intentional now, understanding that we need to look attractive even in our 60s when we can. Because I'm seeing on social media actually 70, 80-year-olds going to gym.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not lifting weights or anything. Some are, but like they're like, I want to live longer for my partner. So we want to be here together and okay, we can go. There's so many rabbit holes that we can go in regards to this. But like, I always want us to be intentional with being healthy.
For me, where I appreciated, because that's why I was actually asking you to talk about it yourself, because I don't find it offensive, by the way. Like, I don't find it offensive. I think what I truly appreciated about that was just the honesty. Why? So that if things change, it's not like it's a brand new thing.
Yeah.
Yabo, ngathi zange uyithethe during the good times.
I don't want to say yeah, your father was hot. I want to say your father is hot at 60. I want to say, you know, and I don't want you to say that about me, because like I could, God forbid, anything could happen to me and I can't go to gym.
Yeah.
You know, and the only thing I can do is watch what I eat. You know, anything that could happen.
But that was like part and parcel of the things that we've been saying in the other episodes. Like, our model is not for the faint-hearted, unless if like you're really comfortable with hearing the truth the way it is. Because even when I was in my first year of being a junior, I was at the office like 12 to 15 hours a day. So I was spending most, if not all, my time in the office. And that was affecting our time. That was affecting our intimacy. But most importantly, physically, I was changing, right? I was becoming very big. And you're like to me, hey, dude, here's a picture that I took of you randomly. Just look at yourself. And for me, I was just like, sure. Okay, I actually appreciate this coming from you, you know? And you're not saying it like in a malicious way, like, hey, Stula, you know? It was like, yo, bro, just like watch yourself, you know? Like, I know in everything that you're doing it for us. But remember, there's many layers to this relationship, you know, that go over and above.
And you were starting to have heart problems, remember?
I was starting to have heart problems as well because of I was just consuming Monster every other hour, you know, of the day. And it was horrible. So I had to make lifestyle changes. Even now, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, mainly because I'm trying to, you know, find that balance just to be better, right? So for me, it was an important aspect of our discussions around compatibility again, and for suitability, because I knew that if it's going to be a long-term thing, for the long term, I must work on my health. You know, at the time in which we're together, maybe you can accept it. But like you're saying, if I become this obese person that can't even breathe without, like when they sit down, you know, I knew there's going to be a problem, you know, and I had to work on it, particularly because we're still young, etc. And I had to find a method that works for me so that I don't like have shock therapy, whatever, to my body. So I really appreciated that. And I think I haven't really said the same thing to you because
you haven't had a chance, baby. You haven't had a chance.
Yeah, I don't.
But you don't make any comments about my appearance.
Yeah, no.
Even when I'm feeling. It's like how I've been mentioning, like, why are you not telling me that these pimples are getting worse? Like, my skin is just getting worse. And you're like, you know, it's whatever. I appreciate it, but sometimes it annoys me because I'm just like, bro, just say it.
But you come from a family, harsh, because your family judges people on their appearances, which I think for me, when I was joining your family, was something that was like a
shocker.
Yeah, of a shocker to me, you know.
But your mom does the same, but she does it nice. That's why you don't see it.
Is it?
Because your mom was like to me, you can't have bad skin and your husband doesn't. It needs to be the other way around. Because For her, she's thinking that you taking care of your skin and I'm not. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because babes, there's so many things a woman has
Yeah.
in her disposal.
Yeah.
Why are you out here having your face looking like this?
Sure.
You get me?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
with marks and stuff.
Yeah. I get you.
I wasn't touched, by the way. I wasn't touched. Because even when she did that, she gave me remedies and made me something. She wasn't like, ew. She was like, baby, take this. You know, this might help you because I'm stressed because you're probably stressed. That's why your skin is like this. That is how my family is just like, bro.
Why are you like,
what's going on, bro? No, my family doesn't say.
No, they do.
They say that.
They do. See, over time, I think they've become, I don't know, either they quiet or they just don't have anything to say. But
I think we're not around them often for you to hear.
Yeah, because I would listen to them. I'm like, yo. And
my brother's
can
very
I tell
judgy.
you that to me, in the initial stages of our relationship, right, was
cringe.
Extremely cringe, because I was like, I don't know if I'm suitable for this thing in the long run, because eventually I'm gonna also call people out. You understand? Because me, you can judge me by my appearance, but as long as you are able to take what you can give,
and I don't think they can take it.
I'm more than willing to take it.
Yeah.
But if you cannot take it, then we're gonna have a problem. You understand? So in that respect, I was like, hey, I don't know, and this is probably, and that's why I raised it with you quite early in our relationship. Like, I'm like, these things sort of make me uncomfortable. But anyways, I'm just letting you know, not that you must do anything about it, but just so that you know. So those are other aspects that I think are important when you are talking about your suitability as a couple, because I have to be suitable with your family as well, much like you need to be suitable with mine. I know there's things that my family does that are probably extremely cringe that you see and you're like, ooh. But you've told me most things. You understand? Most things. I don't know. You're like, hey, I'm gonna save this one, to preserve my husband's heart. But I again appreciate that level of honesty in our relationship, right? Before we close it off, I wanted to
Are we already closing it off? That was quick.
We went in, eh? Yeah, it's nearly over. But we have these stories, right?
Yeah.
That you wanted to read, which
I
also...
always like the stories. You don't like the stories, but I like the stories.
Which talk about the suitability thing. So I've got this one.
I just lost mine. I should have taken a screenshot.
I've got this one here.
Okay, cool.
Which I thought was quite cool. And maybe just to preface this point, I'm saying a lot. Why are you not calling me out?
Oh, stop saying
Stop saying So there's this story that I found, and it was interesting to me because it speaks to, again, the blended family aspect, right? Look, we've been talking about compatibility and suitability at a very high level, but getting into certain layers, particularly in the finance, particularly in aspects of just getting into my other family. The other conversation was the suitability in relation to parenting. Do you understand? You are coming into a relationship with me without prior knowledge of the idea of how to parent, right? It was the first time you're with Umtu that has a child, etc., etc. And not only are you dating them, but then you end up marrying the person. So listen to the story. Let me know what you think, because this also, I think, is very important when you're considering suitability.
Okay.
And I want people to really understand that there's this nuance between compatibility and suitability. I'm not even talking about umtanda. That's like surface level. That's basic. Compatibility is what people think they need in a relationship, which is good to start off with it. But then suitability is the long-term sort of goal, right? How do I adapt and change as this relationship is changing? Because it can't be always accept me as I am type of thing.
I used to be like that, remember?
You were.
And I was told I'm toxic. Not by you, by the way, but my family was like, that's toxic.
So this story goes, ne? I'm writing because I feel like a stranger in my own marriage. I married a man with a 10-year-old daughter, and in the beginning, I was the cool, creative friend. But now that we're a blended family, I feel like I'm constantly being corrected. Because he's been a parent longer, he has this organized way of doing things. Does it sound familiar? From how she eats to how she's disciplined. Every time I try to bring my own creative approach to parenting or suggest a change to the routine, he shuts it down because that's not how we do it. I feel like a junior partner in this firm rather than a spouse. He says he needs me to be suitable for the family he already built, but I feel like there's no room for the person I actually am. So I thought this was very interesting because this touches on how our dynamic was in the beginning, right? Because like I'm pedantic about things. I'm extremely organized, and I love things to be
Control
away.
the C word. You can use all the words, but the term is. Say it with me.
Okay, guys. I enjoy order, which she calls control, but I enjoy order.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, yeah. What do you think?
Did you choose this because of our relationship?
Yes, I did actually.
Was this a story or you made it up? I just feel like it's too close to home, China.
But then it would be speaking more for me, Mos. If I was the one that was looking for a narrative,
that's true.
It would say she's the one that needs to change. Yeah.
Okay, Kauqal. I have a lot to say, but nothing to say. Kauqal.
So, for me, this part here, it says because he's been a parent longer, he has this organized way of doing things from how she is to how she's disciplined. I think, okay, that for me was my trigger, right? For me. Because I am probably still to an extent like that, right? I want uAvuyile to grow up in a particular way. I want her to be surrounded by particular people. I want her to be in specific environments. More so because I've had, maybe you can call it the benefit or the disadvantage of being exposed to other things. And now I've seen that as there's nothing there. Where's zinye izinto? Yabo? There is this particular way in which certain children grow up, which maybe looks boring, which maybe looks too strict, which maybe looks rigid. But I've seen the results of that more often than not. And those people come out pashasha. So I don't like izinto eziphume ecaleni kakhulu, particularly when it comes to umntana. I don't think umntana, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't think umntana should be all over with their thoughts. I think
having them to choose. You want to choose for umntana.
I do.
You don't want kids that choose for themselves.
I do give her the ability to choose, but
for
certain things. That's what I'm saying.
For you, it's just like for a child, which is true. For instance, when me and Kay were like, me and your baby mama were like, if our daughter doesn't want to do tennis, she doesn't have to do tennis.
Yes.
And you were like, it's not about tennis. For you, it's about starting something and finishing it.
Correct.
So you as much as you are strict and can be controlling or whatever.
Bleep these things.
Pedantic, whatever.
Mr. Producer, please bleep these things.
You can be pedantic or whatever, but it's good intentions, There's no ill intention with it. What I wanted to say, there's a part I keep missing. You see, when you've already parented and had a child longer than when you were doing it for 5 years before I came, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I always fear when we have our second born, you are going to try and be like, I got this. you can do. Yeah, I always fear that you'll think that you know best, and maybe you will. Yes, you do, because you've done it before in her infancy. But like, I know we might fight when it comes to that. I don't think in our relationship you haven't heard me, or I haven't heard a voice when it comes to how you raise Avile. If anything, I feel like you've been very open to what I say. You know, I'm strict when it comes to education, and I want the best for Avile, and I will never compromise on that, you know, because I want her to have the extra lessons if she needs them. I want her to go to the best schools, the best that we can afford. You know, I want that for her, and I'll never compromise. And I'm just grateful that you also want the same. You get me? I don't think we'd be together if you didn't want the best for Avil.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think it would work.
Yeah.
If you were to put her in the back burner. I think we would break up. Even if, like, let's say, Satan, and you do that in the near future, I'd say this is where we're not suitable. You know, so I don't feel like you have disregarded my thoughts, even though I haven't had a child of my own that I gave birth to, but you've actually been very open-minded with what I say and what I think is best. So I'm grateful. Thank you for that.
So I'm not controlling after all.
You are. You are.
No, thanks, Istanda. Thanks. And I'll tell you what. It's not because you earned that or whatever the case may be. Now, I've respected you from day one as my partner. And what I told myself, as soon as I knew ukuba ndiza kuchata and this thing is long term, I knew that what you're saying will become very important, right? You have a set of values, a set of morals that you will want to impose in our household. And I knew that qua early, I have to be open to the idea that how you see things and how I see things may differ to an extent. But for the most part, because we've been together for whatever amount of years before we got married, I could see that there's not much that will be different. You know, if anything, we need more of your strictness, you know, because you have the discipline in those pockets of things where I'm like, okay, I could do better there, but I'm glad that you're there because you have a way of making it more palatable. You know, I'm more direct. I'm more like, no, it's not happening this way, it's happening this way. Whereas you more like, why don't we try and look at it like this? So you have a more consultative approach. And that's why I'm saying your role at work is very similar to how you impose some of those rules at home. So I like that, and I knew that it's definitely not about you've earned it or whatever. It's just mutual respect, siyathandana, and if anything, you know, I think you're going to be a great mother, right?
Okay.
To our second born, of course. And like in my mind, I'm like, whatever you want us to do, ndizakumamela, and I will then use the same approach that you're using of like, how about we try this or try that? But there'll be certain things which you do know I won't compromise on, right? Respect, honesty, you know, those type of things. I don't have a sugar coat. You know, umntana funeka hloniphe. Umntana must always be honest. I don't dilly-dally there. I don't have a Dr. Phil approach. So yeah, for me, that was important, and I liked the story because of that. And look, dude, these things are always subjective, but I'm glad for the most part that we've worked on how we can be more suitable than just compatible, you know? And I think for the long haul, what people will truly appreciate in watching these type of things is just knowing that it's nuanced. You know, it's a very nuanced thing. It's not black and white. It's
Gray.
it's a gray matter. And the true essence of parenting is being able to open yourself up to another perspective. So that's what you've done for me especially when you came into my life, because, hey man, I've gone and, you know, had different types of father figures. You know, my brother's been great. My other friends, older friends, you know, some of them have been good, but I've also learned very disturbing things, you know, about being a man. And sometimes it's like you hear these gents saying the same thing over and over about how a man must be, and then you do that in your relationship, but it's not giving you
The same
that same
rewards.
reward or results that you thought you'd get. So I've had to then unlearn a lot of things, and through our relationship, I've then seen, okay, I can do things better.
Because you married a softie. Because you married a softie that gets touched.
I think you beyond being soft, you're just emotionally intelligent. You're just extremely emotionally intelligent. You just understand the room that you're in, and you're able to like navigate that quite well, which feeds into my personality also quite well. So that's what I appreciate, you know.
Okay.
And you've helped me also to exercise more humility when I'm talking to you or talking to other people around similar topics. Because I'm very like,
Direct.
but 1 + 1 go 2, you know? And they'll
You're
be
not
like,
so
no.
gray.
Yeah, I'm not so gray.
Yeah.
I'm light.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, we had other stories, guys, but ixesha lisibambile, and I'm sure we'll carry these things on in our next session. We didn't even do an intro, bruh.
We did.
Did we?
Oh my goodness, you're getting old.
Yes,
What's
you guys
going on?
forgot. Nangumfazi wami. See what I tell you, she's beautiful? See what I
Too
mean?
late,
See what I
brother.
mean?
Too late, brother.
Never too late to tell my wife she's beautiful.
I love you,
Angeke.
son.
Love you too, dude.
Bye.
Thanks, man. And thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
This is another episode of
Gray matters with the jacks.